Hello.
Good evening. How are you?
Greetings. I'm fan
Hmm.
freaking tastic, you know?
That's awesome. That's awesome.
Yeah, I can't
Very
complain.
nice.
Even
I
if I
can't
did
complain
complain,
either.
even if I did complain, people don't care.
No one cares.
No, should I care about my complaining?
No,
Oh
nobody
boy.
cares. How you doing?
I'm happy birthday.
Thank you. Thank you
Yeah, it's a
very
big
much.
birthday. It's like, man, you shared a birthday with Tina Turner.
Yes,
The
yes,
lady
yes.
from the Jamie Foxx show. I don't know her. I can never pronounce her name.
It's something French, yes?
Yeah, I know it's something. I know something French. So yeah, happy birthday! Yay, yay!
Thank you
And
so
then
much. Thank
you're
you, thank
welcome.
you, thank you, thank you.
And then it'll be my brother's birthday. Rest in power tomorrow on the 27th.
Yeah, my,
Shares
my uncle's birthday tomorrow on the 27th. Yes.
wow, aren't they lucky to be sharing the birthday with Bruce Lee?
Yes. Yes. Such wisdom they had. That's for
Steve
sure.
Archer, my and yeah, my brother. He was my brother used to read the dictionary, and people like, thought that was weird. But now when I look
Hmm.
back, I'm like, I need to get me a dictionary so I could just sit and read that because that's actually I think that's a pretty dope thing because the thing about my brother, he can
Hmm.
always tell you what a word means.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that reading the dictionary and people thinking that he was crazy and stuff, years
Hmm.
later, he can I could be like, "Oh, what does this mean?" He'd be like, and he'll tell me what it means. So,
Hmm.
so
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
So yeah,
My
big
my
shout
my
out
uncle
to
my uncle
the
just was a big,
Sagittariuses.
yeah, shout out to them. My uncle was just like, zip lip. He learned early that, the honesty of a Sagittarius could get them in trouble. So he didn't talk that much. He didn't say much. He just kept his mouth shut and made facial expressions. And I realized I took on that personality of just not saying shit. Like I see something, I just shake my head. Don't say nothing with facial expressions as well. Yeah.
But even hey, but you know what? I'm getting tired of people being, defensive or not appreciating the truth anymore. And then I mean,
Yeah.
I think that's probably why we're getting into the show today. But
Those
we'll
people.
definitely, yeah,
The
those
world.
people, the world,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, the world we live in, they're really on
Yes.
this like
Fake.
fake foolishness lately, you know.
Yes.
And I think I'm getting tired of it because I'm really like in my head, I'm like, yo, I'm really ready to move to the rural country. I'm really
I feel
ready. I
like
can't
I feel like that's the
think.
reason why the elderly is so flagrant with their way of thinking. Like their level of fucks is so gone because they're just done with all this shit.
Yeah, exactly. It's
Yeah.
like I wanna. It's like I wanna be. It's like I wanna live in the '90s, but be in a rural area.
Hmm. That's
Be
even
away from.
worse. You're just really away from people. You ain't even
I
got a
know.
cell phone. What's that?
I mean, hey, life. I mean, yeah, and with us having the cell phones and everything, people just think that they have access to us all the time and everything. But
Hmm. Yeah.
people that don't understand that we need to take a break from the phone every now and again, because that really. I know when I'm on the phone too long, I start to feel it in my head.
I feel like it's the wavelengths that coming off the phone into my brain that trying to explode
It
it.
has to be. That's the only thing that Because think about, because you ever seen that meme where it was like, oh, so you're the one that took all of our jobs. So you got the
Hmm.
alarm clock. You know how we had all these things separate: the alarm clock, the
Yeah.
calculator, all that stuff. And then they have the meme, with all of them things that you could basically find in your phone around the cell phone. Talk about, oh, you took all of our jobs.
Hmm. Yeah.
I gotta love
It's a
hate,
good.
with the internet.
Yeah, with all of
Like,
technology. Like I
yeah.
love it and I hate it. I'm like, just, the level of frustration I get from using the computer or my phone or
Or seeing
any
information.
device. Yeah, it's just Like, there's only so much I know about it, and it's so frustrating to try to maneuver it and work around it. Yeah.
Mm-mm-mm.
So,
So
this is a
yeah,
rant.
yeah, this is our ranch show. So it's us, season 2, episode 5 of WINEFINE Podcast. Fake
Mm-hmm.
plant-based milk, fake friends, fake holidays, fake all these rants. But
Fake, 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 fake.
before we get into
Mm.
all this fakeness and stuff that, we're just appalled that's around.
Yes.
I'm
Mm-hmm.
appalled. I'm, not angry, not shocked. I'm appalled.
No, I'm appalled.
So, Ziva, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on TikTok and Instagram as Azima the Only. And you can find me on YouTube and Facebook as OZD Wellness and Fitness. And you can just click on my link tree and it'll bring you to all those places. And
Yep,
then
yep,
some.
yep, yep.
Yes. And where can we find you, Joe?
So yeah, you could connect with me. You could just connect on my Instagram, on my IG, and you'll be on the link tree and see everything. So
Mm-hmm.
yeah, that's Cam Jogo Fit. That's KAMPJOGOFIT on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Okay.
TikTok. And then
TikTok.
love it. Oh, our subscriptions are definitely going up on the Wine Fine podcast on YouTube. So
Ooh.
keep it going. Let's keep that momentum going and flowing in the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
So can we get into this fake holiday? These holidays, man.
These holidays.
I mean,
As a melanated woman, the
yes.
level of guilt I have sometimes when I celebrate it is pretty high.
I
And
mean,
I tried to avoid it this holiday season. I was like, nah, I'm not gonna do this whole Thanksgiving thing.
I'd be hoping that my mom would forget, but that
That
doesn't seem
exists.
to happen. Yeah, it doesn't. Forget other things, but won't forget that.
Mm-hmm.
It's like
Mm-hmm.
no, because it's like this is cooking all this food is pointless and
Yes.
everything. So it's like, why are we doing this when we
Like,
clearly know the freaking truth?
but
Why?
besides the truth, that just the consequences. It's a full fridge of food that no one's gonna eat. you know,
So
it's like we just keep on slipping into the trap. This year is gonna be different.
So I'm gonna play devil's advocate just for a moment, and for this reason only, right? So
Mm-hmm.
I
Mm-hmm.
get that everybody can comfortably be able to take off this time of the year because this is pretty much the busiest time of the year. It's going to be a shit show at the airport tomorrow.
Yes, yes, it is.
So my cousin, she
Mm-mm-mm.
came with her kids. Well, my cousin's from New York, and
Mm-hmm.
they left on Friday, which that was a good thing, because I didn't know what to expect. Even, but this still is Atlanta, and you still, no matter what, the security, it takes a while to get through security in
Yeah.
Atlanta at times because it's so big. It's like
Yes,
a
yes.
mall. It's a mall within an airport. So
Yeah. I
that's
remember not liking it there. Just
yeah. So it's
mm-hmm.
like I get the togetherness with the family. I like it. I just need for people to find some other things to do besides freaking become gluttons.
Yeah, I mean we can do other stuff. What can we do? We can go ice skating together.
Yeah,
I
we
don't
go
know if there's
freaking
ice skating, go
golf,
bowling on
top
Thanksgiving.
golf.
Top golf? Is it open on I think that's one of the problems. Are those things even
Oh,
open on
yeah, there's probably a
Thanksgiving?
lot of places that's not open. Okay, we could cook something different, like uh, have a big old table, put the nachos all over the table with some, covering under.
Mm-hmm,
Uh,
mm-hmm.
but this, what really, I really get pissed off this time of the year. I try, well, no, it irks my spirit
You
because,
seemed a little irked.
yeah, I know.
I was just ignoring it. I was just ignoring it coming, and then it came, and I said y'all can come over, but we ain't having no Thanksgiving dinner. You know what I mean? I just completely ignored it,
Yeah.
dismissed it. Yeah. I'm like, no, today is the day y'all are just coming over. Thank you.
Yeah, just coming
Yeah.
over, or like have a wings given or something, or like,
Wingsgiving.
oh,
Oh
we're gonna
yeah,
have,
like get turkey wings and fry it or do whatever you want to it and just have a Wingsgiving where there's no leftovers. It's just wings. Everyone can
yeah.
take,
Well,
go
you
home.
could have, have other things. It doesn't have to be, because I was looking at this post, and you know what post I'm talking about too.
Are you talking
So it
about the
had,
yes.
so it had um Thanksgiving at the Caucasian Iowa gathering. It just had
Yes.
simple stuff. Just had a
Mm-hmm.
turkey, maybe
Yes.
some mashed potatoes, some green
Stuffing,
beans, some
gravy,
rolls,
sweet potatoes.
gravy, and then
Mm-hmm.
a dessert. And that's it. You
And
look at the
some a lemon
melanated
tea.
and lemon tea. Then you got the melanated list. It's like we got turkey, ham, chicken, steak, um, deviled eggs, hog
Smoked
mog,
smoked turkey,
chitlins,
baked turkey,
macaroni and
fried
cheese,
turkey, fried
fried
chicken,
turkey. Oh, yeah,
catfish,
go ahead, read it.
roast beef,
Oh,
chitlins, smoked ham, honey backed ham, honey baked ham, country ham, ribs, dressings with turkey baked into it, giblet gravy, jellied canned cranberry sauce, turnip greens, collard greens, mustard greens, mixed greens, boiled okra, fried okra, cabbage, green beans, baked macaroni and cheese, black eyed peas, broccoli, rice casserole, sweet potato casserole, candied yams, potato salad, tuna salad, tossed salad, pasta salad, spaghetti, lasagna, shrimp, crab legs, fettuccine alfredo, gumball, a gumbo. It just kept on going on and on and on. And the last on the list is wine coolers.
see, why is all that shit needed? Like, I was just, if I was to go someplace, I would be highly pissed off to see all that food.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes, yes,
Because
yes, yes.
it's just like, what are we doing this for? You know?
And it says black people, it says melanated people's Thanksgiving dinner from 2 p.m. Saturday. I mean, 2 p.m. Thursday to Sunday night, 9 p.m.
Yeah, it sounds
So
about right.
nobody,
Because
nobody goes home.
people got to stay and eat that food. Because I know for
Mm-hmm.
me, I'm I'm not really enthused to eat leftovers of that. Like
Mm-hmm.
with just the thought of like, just going to meet some, hang out with some family that or friends that haven't been around with a long time, and it's just like, okay, we could be grateful for that, but it's like that's a lot of work to be cooking that food because it's like you gotta defrost the turkey for a couple days, then you gotta
Mm-hmm.
do all this magic to it so it doesn't be dry. A lot of people complain about turkey. I didn't know until social media that a lot of people dislike eating Thanksgiving turkey.
Oh, yeah, I didn't know that. I thought everybody
Yeah, I
liked
didn't know
turkey.
that either. I feel bad for the people that was cooking their turkeys, but
Mm-hmm.
you know, but
What
point
happened to
blank.
your turkey?
Oh, I took it out the I took it out the freezer too soon and was under defrost. The funny part about that, I was the only one that was able to smell the stench of the turkey, right?
The
I was
stench.
like, I came downstairs. I was like, yo, everybody was sleeping. And I was like, yo, who the hell just dropped that fucking sewer bomb up in here? And then I was just like searching. I was like, dang. But it was like, no, I was like, but nobody didn't get up. So, and then later on that day, I went by it and was like, oh, it's this thing right here. So I
Mm-hmm.
freaking I was far away, had the knife with a sharp tip
Mm-hmm.
and hit the plastic, and the juice squirted out, and
Ugh.
it smelled
Ugh.
bad. Some of it got on me too. It was just like, ugh. But
Like
that,
popping a pimple.
yeah, it got thrown in the garbage. So, you know.
Yeah, the thing is, you probably ain't the only one that experienced that, and that costs money.
But you
If
know
you
what?
weren't the lucky person that got it for free from ShopRite because you shopped all year and got it, you just lost money.
But the thing about that is we had that turkey for a minute, like before it was in the deep freezer.
Oh,
So it
okay,
was
good thing.
right around before like during the pandemic, but like,
Mhm.
it was there for a minute. So maybe that could be, no.
Mhm. Yeah, if you don't
We
immediately cook it, I guess it was a wrap.
we've been marked safe.
Mhm. That was a sign to not eat that.
Yeah.
It was like,
But
let me spoil
upside,
this before they go and eat this.
yeah, but the upside is my oxtail was gone.
Oh, okay.
That was gone immediately.
Yeah, because nobody's expecting oxtail. That's why. I was
Yeah,
like,
I
oh
know.
shoot, oxtail. You
Yeah.
know.
Oh, but there was like, well, I think like last year, people on social media was like, "Oh, we need to change the main meat to oxtail instead of turkey."
Nah, I don't think people, not Americans, they wouldn't have got hip to that. They'll eat it, but not. That's not something they're going for. Everybody's on this
No,
stuck on
everybody.
tradition thing,
No,
for
everybody.
Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I think it's time to start breaking this tradition and stuff because it's just not. It's just not a good thing what we got going on here. So
I say, if you're gonna celebrate Thanksgiving, we should all come together and just thank God that we're still alive, and
yeah,
us indigenous people of the America still
go
managed
on a
to
cruise or something instead of
save save our lives.
slaving. Yeah, especially now with the cost of food and stuff. Like,
Hmm.
you fuck around, look at your card, and then you get the total. You're like, what did I
Yeah,
get for all of this? What did I get for
yeah.
this sum here? So
Somebody posted a video of this cartoon character food shopping. And every time I think it's Chelsea. I think yeah, they were food shopping, and every time that they swiped, they were like moaning, like they were in pain from the
oh yeah,
swipe
yeah,
and
yeah.
seeing
I
the
seen
price
that
go
too.
up
That was
further and
hilarious.
further and further. And I was just like, that is, you have a budget and you have that money on your card and only a set amount for that, and then you're just seeing it climb and climb and climb, and you're just like, oh my god, I don't want to embarrass myself. I might not have enough money just to get food. You know what I mean? And I think that's whack that we're living with that kind of anxiety just for the basics. That's usually, you don't want your card to decline because you just bought yourself a new bag or a new pair of sneakers, and you're hoping that the bill didn't take out before then. You know what I mean? But not for food. We shouldn't be living in fear and making a joke of it about food. You know,
Yeah,
so that's whack. I can't with that. I sit on the line just watching people because I usually go to the supermarket for like one thing because we buy in bulk, and
yeah.
you can see the anxiety in people's faces when they're putting their card in to get charged.
Yeah, so when I be
Yeah.
shopping for either DoorDash or Instacart and stuff, and I be having to wait for people, and I
Mhm.
know this recent experience where these people were like, "Oh, we're not buying that. We're splitting. They paying for that. We're all together, but we're paying
Mhm.
different." It was just like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I see that too.
fine.
Just like like a group of people together, they bought something, but
Yeah.
somebody's paying for one item, the other person's paying for
I'm just
another
like, look,
item.
we don't got time
You
for
know,
this.
yeah. I guess we do. As long as the prices go up, you got to have somebody designated to buy the meat, while somebody's designated to buy the drinks, and somebody's designated to buy, the condiments or whatever. Is somebody, you need somebody that's going to be there to pick up the slack on other things that you can't handle.
Nah, it's
So
time for us to
it's
probably
effed
do.
up.
It's probably time for us to do the OMAD way of living, which is that one meal a day type living.
I used to live on one meal a day.
Yeah.
I remember I remember those days. One meal, a lot of ramen noodles.
Oh God, I wouldn't even dream of eating ramen noodles now. I tell you, I'm like all that stuff, all them ingredients you see in there, all that
Hmm.
giving you the illusion that this is real noodles, real food. Like this shit fake. Like
Hmm.
it's
I
just
wonder about those vegetables that are floating around in it, if it was real. I never looked
yeah.
into it. I would love to know.
Yeah, we definitely got to look into that one day to, because they did kind of taste funny too. With them couple
Hmm.
noodles.
Yeah, because
That
it
one,
was like it looked like it was dried, but it could have just been
it was,
fake. You never really know.
yeah, it could just
I
be
always
the
thought they were
illusion.
like
Like,
dried. Yeah.
yeah,
Hmm. But
mm-mm.
and besides all the holiday, the actually experiencing the holiday and all the funny stuff that go on with that, it's you're trying to get a deal. You're trying to get a deal,
Oh yeah, Black
and you
Friday. That I
and you
never
can't even get
shopped
that.
on Black Friday. Never.
Yeah.
Never had no interest to do it. And it's just like I'm not a motivated shopper like that. It's like I like nice things, but I usually stumble across it. I'm not gonna chase it or force it.
Hmm.
But yeah, that video that you posted where
Yeah,
it
that was
showed
messed up.
the sale, but then showed the Black Friday sale, and there was no
Hmm.
difference. There was no
No,
difference. It was the same fucking sum. So I'm just like,
exactly.
why do you hear about all these crazy stories of these people getting into altercations on Black Friday? Like, why is
Well,
that when there's no sale for real?
you know what's funny? I think you don't hear stories like that more like lately because it's just the prices are going up exponentially, like in general. So no one's really fighting to go out there and get, the latest TV. Plus, there's not the latest of anything, like the iPhone 14 or 15, it's the same as the last one. So, there's nothing really new out there. Everybody has a smart TV, everybody has a cell phone with the best cameras and stuff like that, so no one's going out there, and we're not falling into the trap of buying a new version of something. I think the times are so tough right now financially that everybody's just pinching their purse. They don't want to spend a dime, and it's completely understandable, you know
Yeah,
but
yeah.
these companies, they really trying to just stick you for your papers. They're trying to do whatever they got to do to make you feel like you're getting a deal when you're not. And that's bananas that they would like blatantly do that. Nobody even thought, hey, let me throw away these old ones that just said sale for the same price as the Black Friday sale. There's no
That's
difference between the
funny.
two.
See, that's why you gotta love them lazy workers and stuff that
Yeah.
don't be caring. You gotta love
For,
them.
for all you know, the lazy worker did it on purpose.
Yeah,
You
just
know?
as just because they probably didn't want to deal with all the people coming in and acting a fool and whatnot.
Hmm.
So big
Exactly.
shout out to the workers that have done that to make
Yeah.
this talk possible. Big shout out to
Exactly.
you.
They knew what they were doing. I would have done it. I only
Mhm.
worked in retail once, and I was for Victoria's Secret, and I quit because they wanted to make me force me to sell cards to people, the credit cards, and I was like, I ain't doing
Mhm.
that because I don't want to throw nobody into debt. And it was like, well, you have to do it, and you have to meet a quota. I was like, well, I will not be coming back. That was the last time I
Yeah,
worked retail.
like
I was like,
I.
I can't do it. They sent me my check in the mail because I never went back. That
Good,
was
you
out in
ain't gonna.
Queens. I forgot. Yeah, that was that mall out in Queens. I was
Oh
like,
yeah, Queens Center Mall. They always have
mm-hmm.
some freaking telemarketing place over there. I used to work at some telemarketing place that sold AT&T phones, so I know
Oh,
exactly
okay.
what you're talking about or where you're talking about because you can see Left Rack City
Yeah, yeah. It
from
was
there
like
too. Yeah,
really big apartment complex. It was just very city-ish in that area. Yeah, and I was like, I ain't coming back here. I didn't like the train ride. I didn't like to have. I had to get on a boat because I lived in Staten Island. I was like, I ain't doing all this for that. Nah, and that was
yeah.
right
To go
after
to
9/11.
Queens, nah,
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 and you know
nah.
how I feel about Queens. Queens
You need
people
to
is
live in.
cool, but the
You
land,
need to live. Yeah, you need to live in
the
Queens to work
terrain,
in Queens.
exactly. Mm-mm. Yeah, too complicated there. I'm good.
For real.
Hmm.
So fake friends,
Big
man.
friends. I think people, they're getting hip to that. I think people are getting hip to the fake friends. I see a lot of their social media comments talking about, let them go if they're weighing you down and all that stuff like that. So I feel like people are realizing the people they're with ain't either
And
is
that's
good for them or
important.
not. Yeah.
That's important because I know there was this one female, she was like kind of like, kind of like egging me on, that type of thing. Like,
Mhm.
oh, you're so this, you're such a wonderful person, and da da da, that type of thing. But, I kind of get uncomfortable when people, not that I don't think that about myself, but I
Mhm.
just be, certain people, you could kind of feel the vibes and of the tone of their voice and when they say things. So I guess that's what it is. If I could feel in your voice that it's true, you genuinely feel that way, then okay. But if it's like, kind of, I don't know, I can't explain it, but it's just something that you feel. You can feel when somebody's being full of it or trying to weigh down your barriers that you have up. But
Mhm.
one thing is for her, I shared something with her, not too much, but she basically seen her like after during the pandemic when everything was shut down. She was like, "Oh, so what's going on?" And but she asked it in a way where I knew that you weren't genuinely concerned about what was going on with me. You just wanted to be nosy, and that's it. So that's just some of the things that we got to look out for with these fake friends out here.
Mhm.
Don't get to, we're at the point right now where not everyone is deserving of your energy.
Yeah. It's that friendship discretion is advised.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, you really have to, you know, check it before you actually absorb the friendship. Because,
Yeah.
people like thrive off of hearing your life story and want to talk to you about it. And you're thinking everything's fine. Next thing you know, it is televised. Everybody fucking knows. And you're like, what the hell? I told just
Yeah.
you, and it's that whole situation. I haven't experienced any of this in a long time.
Me
I
either.
but it happens still today. Like, it's crazy. This, and it goes. The fake friend, the fake love, all that thing. All, it comes in all together because you're not expecting, your guard is down, and you're not expecting things to turn out that way until it does. And I feel like a lot of people who experience that are finding this time period, this holiday season, to be so difficult because they don't know what's real and what's not real. And yeah, it can get hard trying to figure
Yeah.
out shit,
Yeah.
you know?
Not especially social media doesn't help with that
No, don't.
when you got shitfluencers. For those that don't know what a shitfluencer is, that's a
Go ahead.
fitness influencer who promotes shit. So I did come across this goob underscore YouTube guy. Oh, he is so freaking funny. If y'all ever need some laughs, you go to his Instagram or his Facebook. But he be going the heck in on these influencers who um, basically edit their photos to give the
Hmm.
illusion that they're more fit or more lean and snatched than they actually are. And
Yeah.
you be like wondering like how the heck these people are getting all these freaking followers, and people be having like 60K, 800K, a million
800K, yeah.
followers. Yeah, and they be selling these fitness programs and stuff. Like, gosh, how do they do this? Shit
Yeah.
fluent.
Yeah, well, the one of the guys is he was not only faking what the benefits of his program, he was actually editing the photos of the people who are in his program. And I don't
Oh,
even know if they
freaking
knew.
Chris Cavallini
Yeah.
of
So,
the guy with the nutrition solutions. So yeah,
yeah.
they these people out here. If you look at their photos, they be using Adobe, pulling their
Yeah.
waist in, and then they be ending up messing up the wall in the back or the door in the back or whatever is behind them, and it always ends up being bent. So
Yeah, the
that's a
straight
giveaway.
lines.
So whenever like I started looking at people's pictures differently ever since coming across the Goob guy, because it was you know I was just like, wow, I can't believe that. He even did one on Iggy Azalea.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. But then
Well,
there's this
I feel like they're taking it from the book of the Kardashians, because they do that all the time and they don't seem to care.
yeah. Yeah, and that's funny. I didn't know, and you would think that they would just be limited to doing that on their photos, but these people be putting on snatched filters when they do like lives and stuff.
How do they do
Like,
that? I guess it's the same
yeah,
thing, with the face. You can do the face, but I didn't know
right.
that you can actually augment the body.
Yes, you can make your
Yeah.
waist look smaller in a live video. So I'm like, they just, when I was doing lives, right, and then looking back at my videos, I'm like, God, I can't stand the way my stomach looks there. And now I
Hmm.
can, breathe easy because, at least I know I'm not editing anything.
Well, you're human, and I think
Yeah,
the goal is, the message is that they should be sending out is that you're human and everybody's is different, and so on and
right,
so forth. And I think that's what benefits us when we do the things that we do, is that
right.
you can exercise and have a fupa, you can exercise and have you know not an ideal body, but the best body for you.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that should be the message that's put out. But I think that these influencers that do that, they are creating a level of body dysmorphia that I don't think you know
Well,
has really happened in the past the way it's doing right now. Like, everybody's like, oh my god, I am so fat. And you're not. You're perfectly fine. You just need to
yeah.
exercise and get the blood pumping. And that's not the message that's getting put across there. It's basically trying to sell you, flat abs and shit. That doesn't work.
But the funny thing
And
is, they are those out there. They'd be like, oh, your body positivity, oh, accept you for you, but then they end up
hmm
editing their photos like this. Courtney Black,
okay,
800K followers, edits her photos to snatch her waist in, and she basically sells challenge packages and everything.
okay.
And then yeah. Then we got another shitfluencer, Sigurdartir, whatever her name is, 60K followers plus, and edits her photos. And I don't know, it's kind of, just sad that, people aren't seeing through that, and then they get mad at this guy
No,
Goo for pointing that out. The same thing, like, people getting mad at pointing out the truth. Like, no, this
that
is
don't.
the truth. We got to get out this fake, this illusion that this is how things are. No, this is not how things are. No, nobody, women are not, women have bodies that, sometimes we feel a little plump than other days.
Hmm.
That's normal.
Yeah.
What's not normal is, being ripped all times of the year. That's not normal.
No, I
To
I
keep a
I
low
call.
body, yeah,
Yeah. I.
percentage, body fat percentage, that's not normal. Nor is,
Hmm.
it that takes a lot of effort. Like, yeah, you could get nice and ripped, but the same thing you did to get that ripped body, you got to do the same thing to keep it.
Yeah,
So,
and then there's a season for the ripped body. I think that as you go through the months, there's things that you should really be doing to maintain your healthiness, to your healthy brain and all the stuff like that, and to do the things that is necessary to have the ripped body, to have the the cuts, is damaging to the body,
yeah.
to the brain. So it's only a certain amount of time you're supposed to be able to do those things. And I feel like if you're doing it 12 months out of the year, you're losing your shit. You're basically, you're messed up. And that could
Yeah.
be the case for them. They really destroyed the way their mental, their ability to see themselves as like a normal human being, that they would go to the level of augmenting their body with those apps. You know what I'm saying? If you're
Yeah.
trying, the moment you stop doing something that keeps you cut and you see the difference, that's when you start having that dysmorphia, that body
Right.
dysmorphia. And I
Yeah.
think a lot of those people probably are experiencing that because they're so disciplined in what they're doing that the moment they stop, they they can't handle how they look.
Yeah.
It just isn't right to them.
Because it's not
Yeah.
sustainable to.
No, it's not.
It's not sustainable to be freaking just eating a whole dozen of egg whites. You
No.
know, especially
And
with the
your
cost of
body gets
food.
tired of it.
Yeah, you could create an allergy towards that too.
Hmm.
So,
I did that
you
with
know,
sweet potato.
oh gosh,
Years
yeah,
ago, I ate sweet potato. I was looking good. And then I just like one day my brain just clicked and I just looked at sweet potato and I wanted to vomit. I just wanted to gag.
yeah. There
It,
was a point where I was eating a lot of sweet potatoes too, and then I had to like give myself a break off of it.
yeah. Like I couldn't
So
eat it anymore. Like I just looking at it, just the sight of it made me very sick and ill. So
yeah,
you can't do those things. You can't do that. It's just gonna hurt you
so
more
yeah, people.
mentally than physically, I think.
So people just eat with the season. You eat with the season, you be all right. And just
Mm-hmm.
remember,
Mm-hmm.
meat is available all year round, but your vegetables, certain fruits are not available all year round. So just eat with the seasons.
Yes, yes, yes. And speaking
All
of
right.
fruits and vegetables,
Plant-based milk.
yeah. I'm
Oh, how
so
many?
disappointed to hear this. I honestly avoided this, looking into this because that's all I drink is almond milk.
Yeah. So like years ago, back in like 2010, that's when like when I got hip to almond milk and stuff, and then I found one that
Mm-hmm.
was like a chocolate one. It was so good, I would drink it all the time and stuff, and then it's
Mm-hmm.
like my body, I just that's when I started to find out about raw milk, so I went ahead and switched to that, and when I did that, I felt great and better and whatnot. So
Mm-hmm.
is that an AI picture? Look at that suit I just seen just popped up. But yeah, so it wasn't until after I started doing the raw milk and everything when I started to find out some things that, plant-based milks are really not all that healthy, but yet they're pushing it like it is.
Mm-hmm.
Now
I
they
just
are,
needed an alternative to milk because I have issues with milk.
yeah.
And this is devastating.
Not all of that. I mean, there are, the more expensive ones that you don't get much nut milk out of that
Mm-hmm.
are, just the nuts and then the filtered water. But then you have the commercialized ones that, are generally available all the time.
I'm talking
And
about like silk.
yes, silk, almond
Mm-hmm.
breeze, that type of thing. But no matter what plant-based milk you're gonna get, you do want
Mm-hmm.
to look out for these 6 ingredients to avoid, and they are as follows. So, you want to avoid those genetically modified oils. That can be that sunflower oil, that rapeseed oil, whatever, unnatural oil that, is out there.
It's crazy. I didn't know that those kind of oils had so much processing behind it.
Oh,
You know
yeah.
what I mean? To make it
Yes.
a oil. I
Right.
just like that's crazy. The work that like it's basically not even the real. It's not the real nut anymore. It's just what they did
Yeah.
to it to make it the oil.
And
It's
just giving us
crazy.
the fantasy of of what we of milk, but
Hmm.
they was like, oh well, here we'll give you the same feeling like milk, but here's some emulsifiers and gums. Before we
Yeah,
get into more of the 6 ingredients to avoid, let's grab this comment.
yeah.
Have y'all seen how almond milk is made?
Yeah, I mean,
I
made some
freshly made
myself.
almond milk. Yeah.
I made some myself before.
Hmm.
It's pretty wasn't too hard to make. You just basically, soaking the almonds for like 8 hours in like some spring water, and then after they get all nice and soft, go ahead and put it in a blender with some more water, and blend it until it gets, smooth and everything. And then you put it through a cheesecloth or some type of like towel to strain it out. And once you do all that, you'll collect all the debris, I'll just say, from the almonds or whatever nut
Mm-hmm.
you're using. And then after that, once you get that out, then you could put some maple syrup in it, cinnamon or whatever. But
And that's it.
right. But the thing with that, you got to drink that like within 2 days. It doesn't, that's where all the
Oh, so it don't
emulsifiers,
last long.
that's where the emulsifiers and the gums and stuff come in.
Come in handy.
Yeah, that's where they come in handy, but they'll screw you up.
Mm-hmm.
But at least you'll uh, don't have to drink it right away.
You know what's the crazy thing is, if we could just like, I would love to just make me some almond milk, make me some cheese, stuff like that.
It can be done.
But it's not that easy when you ain't got no, when you don't have the patience for it.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
get it. And, it definitely takes time, when we're, caught up in, this world we live in, so fast paced. And,
Yeah.
we definitely have to get back to that point where we can basically be self sufficient. So we don't have to worry about being, our food being laced with these items, these evaporated cane sugar, evaporated
Hmm.
cane syrup. That's just a fancy word for sugar.
Well, I thought sugar was fine. I thought not necessarily sugar, but just like, something natural, something that wasn't, uh
I mean, these
the
are the
other
same.
sugars, the ones that you find in breast cancer.
I mean,
So,
these are the same people that's doing all the stuff to the oils to be putting it like in the silk or the almond breeze.
mhm.
These are the
Mhm.
same people that. So what's like? Why would they use natural? Why would they use the best possible sugar that's coming from the sugar cane when they're using these um, oils? When they're using the sunflower oil, these inflammatory oils.
That's like saying, why won't they just use natural citric acid? Why do they have to
And what
use
exactly is citric
black
acid?
mold? Why do they have to use black mold to
Yeah.
get citric acid? You know what I mean? Like, it's just the why. Well, the reason why they said that they use the black mold to get the citric acid is because it is easier to get that than to get oranges that might, oranges or any citrus fruit that went, that go bad. So let's say there's a bad season on citrus, then they don't have no citric acid to put into whatever they make. So they've been, and Pfizer's been really proud of what they've been doing, creating their own citric acid through black mold.
Mm.
So, but I'm thinking, okay, it's still mold, regardless if it's citric acid. So, how many of us are walking around with mold in our system, wondering why our body is reacting so negatively to the things that we eat these days?
Oh yeah.
You see citric acid and you think, okay, so they use some kind of citrus juice in it, but you don't even know which is which anymore because they don't tell the difference when you read the back of your product. So it just blows my mind how they don't even, if somebody didn't put this out and say, did you know citric acid is from that they're using these days in foods and products is from black mold, we'd never know. We'd still be ingesting it, you
Hmm.
know.
Yeah, sort of
So
like
I'm
this
I'm
whole.
looking for soy, I'm looking for this, I'm looking for that in the back and saying no. But the citric acid, I completely just glanced over it because I didn't know there was a problem with it. But that could be causing so many other problems in the human body.
But how about this? So then another fake scam health type thing they'll get us with too is natural flavors. But it's
Yes, of
like,
course.
what are natural flavors? So, um, the term natural can be misleading.
Yeah,
The natural
it
flavors
is.
aren't necessarily ingredients that come straight from the earth. Sure, the ingredient may be derived from a plant or animal product, but it later can be synthetically enhanced with preservatives and other ingredients. Hence, guar gum, all that, all that stuff. So it's like, what are gums?
Mhm.
They're stabilizers and emulsifiers to help thicken things up. They'll bind ingredients, keeping them emulsified and suspended, and they're sort of like xanthan gum that's used to thicken the milk to a desirable consistency. But it's
Mhm.
like what process do you have to do to achieve that?
Yeah.
Yeah, they'll give us, they'll be like, "Oh, is it safe to consume?" Like, yeah, they'll some of it, but a recent study in the Nature Microbiology journal found that xanthan gum can alter the gut microbiome and can
Mhm.
affect your intestinal health and calorie intake.
I'm
So,
sure it has.
that's
I'm
just
sure
stuff
it
to look
has.
out for. Um, Vitamin D2. Now, when we are exposed to sun, our bodies naturally make that D3. But this
Yes.
D2, that is totally man made right there. And
Mhm.
so, do we want to trust man made? No, especially if Bill Gates is behind it. We want to, you know, you know, we want to definitely keep our eye out for those things. And
Mhm.
even so, how people will get all mad, be like, "Oh, you're harming the animals and stuff if you eat real, drink real milk and stuff." But
Mhm.
a freaking New York Times article. Now, this is not a recent article,
No,
but
it's not. It just was
but
overlooked and no one cared.
it was overlooked and someone cared. But this is helpful information because a lot of these nut milk companies, they be
Mhm.
using refugees and child labor to make these to gather these daggone nuts and stuff.
Yep.
So it's like
Especially cashew.
how will we, people wear these terms, vegan, plant-based, all this all this bullshit, but y'all here drinking stuff that is done by child labor and by
Mm.
immigrants that are paying low wages.
Yeah.
How are you doing anything better?
Look, that's no different from what's going on in the Congo.
Mhm.
It's
Yeah.
crazy. You don't know until you know, and then how do you do anything about it? Everything that we use, technology, that is coming from materials that is used, that is excavated in areas where people are being treated like crap.
Yeah.
So,
Mhm.
you
And here
know,
we are.
here we are. Yeah.
Here we are.
Oh.
But I mean, plant milks can be easy to make. Um, if you're doing it yourself, it takes a little time. But just think about it. Like you could have it steeping overnight,
Mhm.
and just basically put it in a blender, squeeze it through a cheesecloth, and then voila, mix it with whatever sweetener you like. If you want to, if you don't want to, you don't have to. But
Mhm.
that's a simple way to do that. I mean, I still do like coconut, or I'll do the raw milk that I'll do once in a while. I don't
Mhm.
buy it for my mom. She mostly drinks it. But when I do have a taste for milk, I will drink that, but not
It's
enough. Not a
raw
lot
milk
of
is
it.
hard to come by out here.
No, it's not. You just gotta
Find
find
the
the
find the
farmers.
source.
Yeah, you just gotta
Oh,
find the source. They're there. They're lurking.
working. Do you want to buy some raw milk?
Yeah. So your life will be changed. At least for me, it was.
Mhm.
I was like, what? I'm
Yeah.
not drinking that garbage anymore ever again.
All right. Another thing. I don't know if y'all seen what's going on with Starbucks
Oh God,
and
Starbucks.
their fruit drinks that find out it's not real fruit. It's just straight chemicals. They've been lying to the people. Everybody's like, "Oh, I love this fruit drink. I love this. I love this. Starbucks, Starbucks, Starbucks," and then finding out they're getting sued because they lied.
Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, and just like it's just like, and the funny thing is that all this stuff, it just started coming out around this time. You're learning about, you learn about something, you're like, why is this happening, why is the world acting this way? Then you find out truths, and you find out that you've been lied to like all your life about things, the things you spend money on, the things you invest in. The world you thought you lived in is just like one big nightmare and hard to navigate, and you're trying to save something, save yourself and other people, and there's not much you can do,
You gotta,
besides making your own milk, raw milk. You
yeah,
make your own almond milk.
you gotta be careful with them iced coffees too,
Yeah.
because I see this Starbucks cinnamon roll frappuccino, 20 teaspoons per serving, 80 grams of
Mm-mm.
sugar. That can
That's a lot.
basically shut down your whole immune system for a couple days.
Yeah.
And then just to think of it, then people usually will eat like a something sweet, with hopefully they don't eat nothing sweet. I don't know. I never seen anybody do that, but eating something sweet with an iced coffee, like oh my gosh, like that's
The
gonna be too
awesome
much.
combination.
So yeah, we also recommend people, I know I'm fasting tomorrow for this full moon and everything. I've been doing that a little bit more lately,
Mm-hmm.
just to make sure that, I'm not, and I do love when I do that, because then it's like after that, my need to eat like decreases. So, I do like that about fasting. And maybe
Mm-hmm.
more of the population should probably do that.
Yeah, I get a little
Maybe.
focused when I
Yeah.
fast. I get hyper focused.
Yeah.
Very helpful in that matter. When you get
Oh,
past the growling,
yeah, we get past the growling. Yeah. We
you're
got a
like, oh,
comment from Carol.
It reminds me of Subway with their yoga mat bread.
Oh,
yeah,
God. Uh, I
that set
can't
them
remember the
back.
last time I ate some Subway. I
Yeah,
think,
that set them back.
you know what? I think, yeah, when I
I
started,
mean, besides that and Jared,
yeah, but I stopped eating Subway before Jared,
hmm
because there was just something about the meat. I was just like, this don't feel real. And then here comes Jared with his
pitiful.
pedophile ways and stuff.
Yeah, yeah. Mm-mm-mm.
Yeah, be who you want to be, people, except a pedophile.
Yeah. So yeah, there's just a lot of things. We're just scattered. I mean, between the propaganda that's going on in this world with wars and what we should be focusing
Oh
on, and
God, let's not even get
whose
into the
whose fault
whole.
is this and whose fault is that. Mind the facts. Don't mind the facts. This is what's really going on. And I'm just like, I think the world is tired. I feel like a lot of people, they feel like they need to say they're for one specific party, but the other party has been suffering for ages,
Mm,
and we all know it. And it's like they just completely ignore that simple truth and want to blame. They want to ignore those truths, and then nobody wants their tax dollars going towards things that we know as a fact is wrong.
what, like
You
the
know,
whole Israel and Palestine thing? Like
yeah, but
they we
the
fund, like this government is funding the Israel side, and you got
yeah,
Palestinian children dying and everything, and they make this fake propaganda to make it seem like, oh, Israel. Like, come on, man. Yeah, I get it.
yes, it's just too much. No, there's no. It's like they just look. It's no different from the sign, that said that the TV was $3.49, and it said Black Friday deal, and then you pull out the sign behind it that was the original sale for $3.49. It's the
Oh,
same thing. It's like they're playing us for fools, and you either fall for it or you don't fall for it. And I think a lot of people are not falling for this shit no more. Like they're
and
just
I'm
completely
glad.
done with the lies. I mean, like all nationalities between the Americans that are within the United States that are just like like, I know what you're doing with my money, and I don't like it. And then you got the rest of the world who's just like, why are y'all doing this? Why are you supporting this? It's just so much
Mm.
facts right in front of your face. You can't even like ignore it, but it's still getting ignored. Like, by the people who are doing this, it's bananas. We got a comment.
Yeah.
I think the COVID vaccine made people question. Of course, they found out a lot of people were dying from it, and then they
Hmm.
started questioning it and stopped taking it.
Yeah, man. That
That
around that
that
time,
was a wake
man.
up call.
It definitely was because,
Yeah.
especially when it came to that point where they had people at war with each other, but like, oh, why don't y'all just go ahead and get it? Y'all so stupid for not getting it, or why
Hmm.
y'all taking it? Y'all so stupid for getting it. Like they
Hmm.
had people bickering back and forth when we should have been here, like really just questioning, like, hey, you, what the fuck is this? Because typically, it takes a longer approval process for these vaccines to come out, but here y'all are, right when this pandemic happened. Oh, miraculously within weeks, y'all got a vaccine. Like, really?
Hmm.
So,
But that's what people wanted. They wanted something that was going to happen real quick.
nah, fuck that shit. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm
That's what
not.
it
I'm
made
not even
people to
joking. It
believe.
was like, oh, why hasn't the government found the cure? Blah blah blah. You know what I mean? Everybody was in outrage because we weren't moving fast enough, and then we got it fast, and people was like, well, how do we know it's fake? Real. So I feel like I this was like the best opportunity to do some shady stuff because it's basically like we asked for it as a nation. I mean, like, you know,
Mm.
just saying. People were begging. It was like, oh, well, let's do something about this. People are dying.
At
Not
least
let's work on this and
that's
make
what
sure
their
it's safe
numbers
for
say.
everyone.
But we also got to remember that, any everybody got a price,
Hmm.
just like every hoe got a price. A hoe doesn't necessarily mean that it's a woman. A hoe can be a scientist. A
Hmm.
hoe can be a doctor. People that work in a hospital, they can be hoes for a
Hmm.
price.
Hmm.
So they could
And we
easily
seen it.
say, right, we can
Yeah.
easily say that, oh, this person died or transitioned from COVID when it was something else.
Hmm.
We just got to be
The
look out.
thing I found interesting is that if it was COVID related, they didn't want to document that.
Right.
They would say, "Oh, they had a heart attack." Well, what brought on the heart attack? What brought on the blood clot? What brought on this? They don't want to connect it to COVID. So a lot of people probably passed away from COVID, caused by COVID, but they would say it's the latter, that it was something that was going on with them
Can't
personally.
guesses.
Hmm.
But let's grab this comment from Chelsea.
I love some of the topics that you've touched on, including uh, the unfortunate news that plant-based milks are fake. But even when they're not fake, they're not sustainable. With
Hmm.
like how many gallons of water? I think maybe like 60 gallons of water to like just to grow one almond, and it's growing in a state that's been in drought for decades. Like, and on top of that, like the propaganda, just like how you touched on, um, the lives being lost in the war and the propaganda that is really skewing things. I
Hmm.
think it would be a good idea to do a whole episode like on American propaganda. That can go so many places.
Oh my gosh.
That show gonna
That
have to
would
be like 2 hours.
go to places I wasn't even born
That
to witness.
that show gonna be like 3 hours. Whenever I'll
Yeah.
be a 2-part series.
Because there's so much. Oh my
I have to be
gosh.
a two, but I about have to be a 3-part series right there. There's so much freaking foolishness going on. Like,
Hmm.
can we start all the way from the 1400s?
Yeah. Yeah.
Can we start all the way with the states that actually ratified the 14th Amendment? Oh man, we would have a whole season on that alone.
Yeah, season 3, Wine Fine Podcast.
Oh, we talk about
All of
that
the
American
propaganda.
propaganda.
American propaganda.
U.S. the
Yes.
corporation.
Yeah.
Is it a
That's a
country?
lot.
Yeah,
Boy.
that's gonna be a whole season. Yeah, sounds
Mm-hmm.
good.
Are you a citizen
Oh
or a
man,
slave?
look, look what time it is. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. It's been real.
Wow, I really love this. We just really, really, really got into some good topics. I love it,
Mm-hmm.
because, while people out there talking about, gossip and, all this, Diddy,
Mm-hmm.
and everything,
Oh yeah, we
or just
didn't go into that the fake relationships. But
fake relationships. I mean, need we say more people? There's just too many people out there in the wrong type of relationships just for the sake of being in relationships. Abusive relationships. We got grooming relationships. Big unshot out to Diddy.
mm-hmm. Yep. We told you it was his fault.
Yeah,
Diddy did
man.
it. He ruined hip hop.
Yeah, that is coming from Chelsea.
I did have current events in mind when I said that, but yeah, you can go deep with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, the current events alone would be like a whole shitstorm, but it's like,
What led to that? And what led to that?
yeah,
Yep.
but it's like
Domino
what
effect.
what got us here?
Mm-hmm.
That's what got us here. So yeah, man. So man, this was
Mm-hmm.
great. You know, um, we tired of the fakeness. We got to get back to the real because that's all we have. You know,
Mm-hmm.
the good thing
Yes.
about the truth, you don't have to remember it.
No. It's just
No,
it's there. It's that fake shit. That fake shit make you confused, make you wonder your whole your reality. You know.
like I need to get my life together. I need to reevaluate some things. Have me feeling
Yeah.
like
Hmm.
that. But yeah,
That's
it's
the
been.
crazy thing. It really does. It confuses you. It makes you look at yourself as if you're the problem. Like why don't I have my shit together when you probably do? It's just the world around you is so fucked up and lying that you don't realize that you look good. You ever looked at your picture in the past and at that time in the past you thought you were fat, and then when you look at your picture you're like, damn, I look good. Oh my god, that's that kind of skewing, where the world is telling you one thing, but you don't realize that, if you looked at yourself then the way you should have, instead of listening to everybody else, you would have noticed that you were perfectly fine just that way.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's another thing with fake friends. You
Mhm.
gotta be around people who won't just tell you stuff just to be telling you stuff.
Mhm.
You know, you
Yeah.
gotta. It's so important to be around somebody that'll be honest with you. Like how does this make me
Mhm.
look? My thing is I won't say how it looks. I'll ask them how it makes them feel.
Mhm.
Because if you don't feel good in it or feel sexy in it or you
It
feel
really
like your
don't matter
best,
what I
then
think. Mhm.
right. Because it's all
Exactly.
about you. You're the one that's going to have to wear it instead of being like, oh, girl, that's so nice. Yeah, you should get it. Dare do it. But knowing daggone well. Like, oh, hey, girl, your hair look good. Knowing daggone well you got a track showing. So it's like,
Mhm.
you got to be careful with that, people.
Yeah.
Zima, where can everyone find you?
You can find me on TikTok and Instagram as Azima the Only. That's Azima the Only, and you can find me on YouTube and Facebook as OZD Wellness and Fitness. That's OZIDI Wellness and Fitness. And where can we find you, Joe?
So yes, across all platforms on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, and IG. Connect on my link tree to connect with me on all platforms at
Mm-hmm.
Camp Jogofit. That's KampJogofit. And subscribe to our YouTube channel, Wine Fine Podcast.
Yes, we didn't even go into child services and how fake that shit is. Ah,
All right.
It's
Sounds like a
fake.
part 2 next week because we definitely got to touch on that because that whole child protective services is a